Today, we're inside a packed courtroom in Texas, and what starts as a routine probation check quickly turns into a life-altering moment. A young woman stands before the judge already on thin ice. Unpaid fines, no job, possible drug use, and, within seconds, the judge realizes this isn't just a violation. It's a breaking point. Asterisk, the defendant is serving probation for a serious drug-related offense under Texas law. Probation isn't just freedom, it's a contract. Follow the rules, or lose everything. But today, the court is facing multiple violations, over $3,000 in unpaid restitution, no employment for over 2 years living off her son's disability income, and possible relapse into substance use. Of this isn't minor. This is the kind of situation that can send someone straight to prison. Asterisk, the judge doesn't waste time. He leans forward and asks a simple question. Why aren't you paying what you owe? Her answer, she has no job, no income. She's been relying entirely on her son's SSI checks. And that's where everything changes. Because in this courtroom, excuses don't carry weight. Responsibility does. Asterisk, the judge makes it clear. You cannot live off your child. That ends today. It's not just legal, it's moral. He points out something many avoid saying out loud. Sometimes the biggest barrier isn't opportunity, it's pride. There are jobs available, but not everyone is willing to take them. Asterisk, now the courtroom gets tense. The judge asks about her background. She went to trade school, had opportunities, but didn't follow through. And now she's stuck. That's when the judge issues a direct order. You will find employment within 30 days. No exceptions. No delays. Asterisk, but that's not all. The judge adds strict conditions. No working as a caregiver, no working with minors, immediate drug testing, full compliance with probation. These aren't random rules. They're targeted restrictions designed to prevent risk. Because the court isn't just watching her actions, it's watching her environment. Asterisk, then comes the moment no one expected. The defendant admits something shocking. Her boyfriend has been giving her drugs while she's on probation, facing up to 20 years in prison. The courtroom goes silent, and the judge responds instantly. He is not your friend. Asterisk, the judge doesn't hesitate. He issues a no-contact order, effective immediately. No calls, no messages, no second chances. And then he says something powerful. If someone helps you destroy your life, they don't love you. That hits harder than any legal ruling. Asterisk, but here's where the story shifts. Instead of sending her to jail, the judge offers something rare, a path to recovery. He asks her directly, do you need help? And for the first time, she's honest. Asterisk, the judge builds a structured plan. Intensive outpatient treatment, weekly 12-step meetings. Random drug testing, payment plan for fines. Referral to felony drug court. This isn't punishment. It's accountability. With support. A system designed to rebuild, not just penalize. Asterisk, as the hearing ends, the judge leaves her with one final warning. The people around you will either save you or destroy you. Today, she walked out of court with freedom, but also with responsibility. Because the next time she stands here, there may not be another chance. Asterisk.
Mother, that's going to stop. You understand? So this is what I want for her. She's going to have employment, and you're going to get employment within 30 days. You understand? So, and if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you're getting drug tested today, so tell me the truth. I'm sorry, what? All right, we're going to give her a drug test today, and we're going to alter amend conditions. I'm going to want employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Within 30 days.
Mhm.
And there's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. And if the previous judge didn't say it, I'm letting you know, you're not allowed to have an employment as a home healthcare provider. So if you are getting an extra check for taking care of your son, that needs to stop. You understand?
I want you to pay attention to the very specific occupational restrictions in the judge's decision. There's no working as a home healthcare provider and no working with minors. If you think this is just a random minor request, you're mistaken. Under Texas community supervision conditions, judges can impose occupational restrictions when the offender's crime or risk profile makes certain jobs unsuitable. For someone under serious substance control, working as a paid caregiver, especially one who receives a state check to look after their own son, would encounter the kind of problem the system is trying to prevent. The judge also ordered an immediate urinalysis, or UA. According to Section 42, A point 504 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. A prohibited substance test is a standard condition of supervision, and a positive result can directly lead to a request for revocation of supervision. Before the test, the judge made one thing very clear. We need to be honest now, without hiding anything.
All right, and we're going to do a UA today.
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, is there anything else she needs?
On the balance right now that I owe is at 95.
I'm sorry?
The balance I owe right now is 95.
No, the balance you owe right now is $170.10, but your total balance is $3,900. But I want you to pay that restitution. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a payment plan for you, okay? So I'm not going to hit you all at once, but I'm going to want her on a payment plan.
Okay,
Okay.
we can do that. The assigned officer, Officer Salcedo,
Mhm.
she noted on the court summary, on the supplemental report that the probationer had requested intensive outpatient treatment, although she was clean last month.
Mhm.
She stated that she was given drugs by her boyfriend, and the TAP that was completed recommended stative followed by aftercare or a lesser modality of intensive outpatient.
Who's your boyfriend?
Emilio Llamas.
I'm sorry, what?
Emilio Llamas.
First name?
Emilio
Emilio.
Yes.
Last name?
Llamas.
Can you spell that?
LLAMAS.
All right.
Llamas.
I'm sorry.
Spelled like llamas.
All right, thank you. All right, there's to be no contact with Emilio Llamas. And let me just tell you something. With regards to Emilio Llamas, if he's giving you drugs and he knows you're on probation and you could be looking at 20 years in prison, he's not your friend. He doesn't love you. You understand? Because if he loved you, he wouldn't be giving you drugs knowing that you're looking at going to prison for 20 years. So that relationship is over, and you can send it to him in a letter, and I'll allow you to put it in a letter or an email or a phone call today. But after today, you are no longer in a relationship with him. You understand? That's yes or no?
You witnessed one of those rare moments in probation hearings. Our female defendant told probation officials that her boyfriend had been secretly giving her prohibited substances while she was on probation. The judge's response was sharp and decisive. She will not have any contact with him again, period. Under Texas community supervision rules, a judge can impose a no-contact condition if a particular person poses a risk to the defendant's compliance or safety. Violating this could be considered a breach of probation under Section 42, 8.751 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. But he didn't just issue a legal order. He also added that anyone who gives you prohibited substances again, regardless of what they say, is not your friend, especially when you face up to 20 years in prison. Such pronouncements are rare from judges and are often more effective. Now, imagine you have a toxic partner who's trying to drag you down. Would you completely cut ties with them, or would you give them another chance for the sake of what happened?
When's the last time you saw him?
I left them like a week and a half ago.
All right. Well, then she doesn't have to contact him. He already knows the relationship is over. So there's to be no contact with Emilio Llamas. And let's monitor her on her UAs. And you say they're recommending intensive outpatient treatment?
The TAP, and I'm bringing the TAP up right now, Your Honor. The TAP was completed July 13th of this year. The original recommendation was residential treatment via SATIF followed by outpatient, or followed by outpatient monthly urinalysis and weekly sober support. Should the court wish to consider a less structured modality, intensive outpatient followed by monthly urinalysis and documented sober support.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing, Ms. Robles. You know you better than I do. You know you better than probation do. This is the time for you to be honest with me so that we can get you the help that you need so you won't come back here. If you need help with a drug problem, I'm willing to give that to you because I want you to be successful. I don't want you to go to prison. But if you tell me you don't have a drug problem, then there's nothing for me to help you with. So you need to be honest with me, okay? I wasn't the judge who placed you on deferred adjudication. So let me ask you a few questions. What drugs have you been using and how often do you use them?
No,
Everyone, make sure your phones are off.
or that I did, or
Well, if you want to say did do, that's up to you. But when's the last time you used? And we're not on the record, so none of this is going to be held against you for a motion to revoke. But I'm trying to figure out who I'm communicating with. So if there's help that you need, we can get you the help that you need. You understand? So it's not a form of punishment. I normally don't look at inpatient treatment to begin with. That's something that I'll give if I see that it's needed over time. You understand? So, but I do need you to be honest with me and honest with probation about your drug use so we can get you the help that you need. So what do you want to say to me? And I know this is probably the first time you're meeting me or the second time you're meeting me, but I believe you can ask any attorney here that when I say that I'm doing this to try to see what help you need, that's the reason why I'm doing it. But if you're going to tell me I don't need any help, you're not going to get any help. And what's going to end up happening when you test positive, a motion to revoke is going to be filed. So anything I need to know? I'm sorry?
I would like to have, I would like this.
Okay, so what are you using? That's what I need to know so I can figure out whether to give you intensive outpatient treatment or just sober meetings or something of that nature. So what do you need help with?
No, I'm not in it. I mean, I have since the last, I think a month and a half ago when I did.
And what did you use?
Methamphetamine.
Okay, so we're going to do intensive outpatient treatment. We're going to start you with intensive outpatient treatment. And if you see that that's not working for you and you need more help, you need to let probation know. You understand? So we're going to do the intensive outpatient treatment with the sober meetings. And let's do a referral to felony drug court and see. Felony drug court is a great program and they'll be able to help you get in the mindset so you can get your life in order. Okay.
Your Honor, how frequent did you want the UA tests?
Let's do the UA hotline for her for until she's in intensive outpatient treatment for at least a month.
And the frequency for the 12-step?
She needs to do at least one a week.
One a week.
Now, here's the thing about the 12-step program. If you only need it one time a week, great. But if you need it more than one time a week, that's not going to stop you from completing your probation. Because the thing about sobriety, you need to know what you need to do in order to remain clean and sober. And for some people, it's going to a meeting every day. And they have meetings throughout the city and they have them at all times of the day. So if you ever feel like you're going to use, go to a meeting. All right. Is there anything else you need? All right. You can do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have accepted your plea bargain agreement. So it's doable. But from here on out, the people you're around, you need to be careful. And if anybody is trying to interfere with your sobriety or make you do something that could potentially send you to prison, they are not your friend and they do not love you. You understand? All right. Good luck to you.
This is the main lesson we should take away from this tense trial. The judge could have revoked probation and sent the defendant to jail, but that wouldn't have been good for him. Instead, he created a complete rehabilitation roadmap. This included intensive outpatient treatment, 12-step weekly meetings, regular urine testing via the UA helpline, and referral to a serious crimes, prohibited substances court, a specialized program designed for offenders with prohibited substances that combines court supervision with treatment. Under Section 123 of the Texas Government Code, drug courts give judges the flexibility to order treatment-based interventions instead of jail time, which plays a huge role in people's recovery. Our defendant was honest enough to ask for help during the trial, and his confession opened the door to support instead of punishment. Probation wasn't just about paying fees and showing up in court. What really mattered was whether the person on the other side of the bench was willing to do the actual work of change. This judge gave the defendant every tool he needed to succeed, but also reminded him that the people around him could either lift him up or pull him down. If this explanation helped you understand